Heads is the call. It comes down as a head. After a long think, Kuwait have won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're going to bowl first, and it's not a big strategy, but if we bowl first, we are comfort for the bowl first and chasing for.
How excited are you and your team for this tournament? It's an amazing opportunity, isn't it? 3 spots at the World Cup on offer.
Yeah, definitely we have a big chance, and if we play good cricket, we are hoping to play good cricket, and everybody's wish is qualify for the World Cup, so we will try our best.
This is a side you beat earlier in the year, isn't it, there in Hong Kong? Are you going to take that confidence from that victory over Nepal into today's game?
Yeah, definitely. That is a one of boost, and morale is pumped up for boys because already we unbeaten. But it's it's not a matter of every day is the new day, and we are not underestimate any team. But we have to play good cricket, then we can win.
Okay, final question. Just give me a sense of your team today. Your bowling balance. Have you got spin options, seam bowling options on this slightly green pitch?
Yeah, definitely. We played here 2 games of against Oman. We played 1 series, and we warm up match also played. We have 2 fast bowlers, and our spin always is the key. So we are going with our spin options.
Azam, nice to see you as always, mate. Okay, Kuwait winning the toss, choosing to bowl first, throw it. What would you like to have done?
To be honest, we would have also bowled first, especially at the night game. Chasing is always a good option. But having said that, I think if you play good cricket, if you do a basics better than the opposition, I think high chances are that we will win. So the only thing is to do the basics better than the opposition.
You're coming off that elation, that joy of beating a full member for the first time, not just in a game, but in a series 2-1 over the West Indies. But you've always identified this as almost the bigger goal, isn't it? Getting back to another T20 World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. This one was always bigger important tournament than the West Indies series, because this was all the build up. The West Indies series was the build up for this qualifiers. So obviously, just we need to be calm and be proactive with our things and do the basics right.
Okay, what about this? Was the balance to your team today? Everyone's going to want to know the 11. Who's in and who's out?
I'll say the players who are missing out. Karan is missing out. Arif, Adil, and one more guy I didn't got his name. So yeah, we're going with spin heavy.
Okay, spin heavy. Final question. All those emotions and joy 2 years ago, Mulpani Cricket Ground qualifying. You want to replicate those here? Very different structure. You have to get off to a good start in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. We want to repeat it again because it's a very important tournament for us. And as you mentioned that this is a very different structure than earlier. So we cannot take any game lightly, and we're taking every game as a final for us, and we'll play our best brand of cricket.
Rose, always nice to see you. Best of luck, mate. Okay, that's the news from the middle. It's actually his 50th T20I as captain as well for Nepal. It's going to wrap up the toss. Kuwait, they won the toss. They're going to bowl first. Yeah, good evening from the beautiful floodlit venue here in Al Emirates. It's the Oman Cricket Academy. And you're very welcome along to the coverage. Namaste and namaskar to all of you there across Nepal and around the world. Let's get a look at the starting 11. Probably the big surprise, no Karen KC, who I thought was really good in that series win against the West Indies. But the problem is 3 doesn't go in to the correct numbers. You've got Sampal Kami and Nandan Yadav, and then the option of Gulshan Jha with the seam, and they just had to leave one of the seamers out, and such as Nandan Yadav's rise being that he's the one who gets the nod. And also a big day for Sandeep Lamachani. Obviously a lot of talk about him throughout that West Indies series. Didn't play any of the 3 games, but he's back into colours now. And for Kuwait, Paresh, the 4 players to miss out. Mohammad Umar, Nimash Latif, maybe surprisingly that he misses out. Mohammad Shafiq, fast bowler, and Ali Zahir. As the captain, Mohammad Aslam, told me at the top, they've got a wide array of spin bowling options.
Yes, Yashin Patel, one of the key bowlers for Kuwait.
Get a look at the points table here, Paresh, and certainly you look at the structure of this tournament. First time it's ever been used. You've got to get off to a good start. Lose tonight, and you're staring down elimination if you then lose to Japan. First game in Group B. And we're all set for play. We are live and ready to go. Kushal Bertel as the bat in his hand, as does Asif. Sheikh, he'll face the first ball which is delivered and left alone, the rarest of things in a T20 game. It is Mohammed Akif Farouk to get things going. Both Kushal Bertel and Asif Sheikh Paresh have found a bit of form of late.
Yes, mainly Asif Sheikh scored a 50 against West Indies in the bilateral series just a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And Kushal Bertel finding his form in the warm-up matches as well in the last game against West Indies.
Dances down the track and a bit of movement. Now, if you weren't watching the afternoon game, there are 3 games each of the 3 days of the group stages, and there was significant movement for the seamers. We felt both Junaid Sadiq and then the player of the match, Mohammed Rohid, batted outstandingly, and bowled outstandingly at the death, and 11 runs came from the final 3 overs. As always, wherever we go, there'll always be Nepal fans. They're in good colour. But there is going to be help for the seamers. So maybe Nepal have misread the conditions with all those spinners.
Pulled away. In front of square, there is a fielder in the deep, just a single. Purtel off the mark, as so is Nepal.
So those seam-friendly conditions going to make it challenging for both Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel early?
It might, because this ball is swinging away from the right-hander. Good shape by Farouk. And they're going spin heavy. That is what the captain of Nepal, Rohit Paudel, said. But the spin means world-class spinners.
Yeah, they do certainly have a good array of spin options. I just wonder, could they have done with the extra seamer? I suppose they have that reserve. We didn't see Gulshan Jah bowl against the West Indies at all. They have that option of him turning his arm over, and certainly Kuwait will sense this as a real opportunity. Remember, it was the quadrangular series final that I know Nepal were slightly weaker than they usually would be. I don't think there's any Sandeep Lamachani or Rohit Paudel, a few other players missing for that tour, but they did get the better of Nepal in a thrilling final there in Hong Kong.
Yes, the batter who scored around 80 odd runs, Bashir Ahmed, is not in the squad for this qualifier.
Guided away off the outside edge. The Nepal fans are going to cheer every run that they can get. Yeah, it was a 3-run victory. Sander Rawan was in the runs that day. The quadrangular series played out between Nepal, Kuwait, Hong Kong and Qatar. But they were in a terrible position, Nepal. They were 92 for 8, and Bashir Ahmed nearly pulled off a miracle alongside Nandan Yadav, whose batting continues to improve.
That is what he's working on. He has a very good bowling. He's bowled very well throughout these last year or so.
Really good start, outstanding start from Farouk. Just 2 runs from the first over. Good side Kuwait, very much on the rise in the World Game, particularly again in this format. We spoke about Qatar in the afternoon game and how they really have a focus primarily, not solely, but primarily on the T20 format, and that kind of plays to their strengths. And this is a man to watch. He took 2 for 24 in that quadrangular series final. Yasin Patel is a fine young cricketer.
Yes, he is. Very economical as well. A left-arm orthodox. He doesn't give that air. He just bowls stump to stump. Very accurate.
Just to give you a sense of the disparity, Yasin Patel today is 53rd T20I. He's actually only played 16 List A 50-over games. Kuwait, of course, don't have ODI status. They're down in the Challenge League. So they've such a focus and such a prominence and preference for T20 cricket. He's got a wonderful record, career economy rate under a run a ball at 5.95, and he'll often strike here in the power play. He's going to go with the slip and play, and then we've got 5 fielders in a ring on the offside, so only 3 fielders on the leg side field. And he's going to keep that impeccable line outside the off stump.
He doesn't get so much of turn, but his accuracy is impeccable. He just comes and bowls, starts it in.
You see that field there. It's rare you'll see a spin bowler bowl to a 6-3 field. Some seamers can do it, particularly away swing bowlers with that control. But what both batters, both right-handers, will consider doing is stepping outside the off stump and unleashing either the sweep or the slog sweep to exploit that leg side. Obviously, we'll get a single down there. 3 fielders in the leg side, deep mid wicket, long on, and then a short fine leg. So every single field of the offside's up in the circle, including the slip.
Yes, because he doesn't get that turn. He's just bowling with the arm, the ball getting into the right-hander. That is why the field is set. Now the slips has been taken off. He's into short mid.
Slight change in approach, I suppose, for the two batters. They know that Kushal Patel is probably someone who prefers the sweep shot a little more than Asif Sheikh. But a good start this from Kuwait. I think a big toss to win. Both sides wanted to bowl. That's what Rohit Paudel said at the toss. And all of these dots in the power play will help build up the pressure.
This is what Nepal doesn't want, dot balls in the first 6 overs.
There is that sweep, yeah. He enjoys that shot. You would suspect for Nepal, with the depth of their batting, they'll want these two to attack in the power play.
They should attack because the only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle in the first 6 overs. So they might take a risk and attack in the first 6 overs. But Yashin Patel, as we said, he's a very canny bowler.
Inside edge, that could have gone anywhere. And a fantastic start from Kuwait continues. Only 4 runs from the first 2 overs. Nepal 4 for none. So welcome along to the coverage. If you haven't enjoyed either the morning or the afternoon game, this is the 3rd game of 3 on the opening day. We'll just try and explain the structure a little bit to you. 9 teams are coming together across 21 matches here in the beautiful Sultanate of Oman. They're separated into 3 groups of 3. We're here in Group B. The first action coming from Group B. We saw Group A action with the UAE, the tournament's leading ranked side, just about doing enough over Qatar. Oman beat Samoa this morning. And then in terms of the rankings, Nepal will be the favourites in this group, but we're expecting upsets throughout. It's important to get off to a good start because you'll carry your result through against the other side that qualifies. Top 2 from each group go through, and then we go into a Super 6 stage where you'll play 4 more matches against the top 2 in the other 2 groups. So in Nepal or Kuwait's case, that'll be against Group A and Group C. And then we'll end up with a Super 6 table. You kind of look at Qatar and Samoa's position now, both of whom have to play tomorrow. They lose and they are out. It's a cutthroat format. As Bertel goes through the offside, gets probably just the single.
He didn't time that as much as he liked. Just got the toe end of the bat. Lucky didn't go straight to the fielder. Farooq is getting a nice shape away from the right-hander. The pitch is helping the medium paces that we saw in the first game as well. UAE bowlers and even Qatari bowlers bowled very well the medium paces.
Slip continues in place. That's Rajiva Sandarawan. As the short ball hits him right in front, and that's going to be given. Rashid Riaz had no hesitation at all, and Farooq gets good reward for a fine start with the ball. Haven't seen any success yet from batters trying to play across the line in any of the 3 contests, and Sheikh is going to fall early. That was going to go on and crash into middle and off.
Exactly. Very straight delivery. Tried to play across the line, completely missed it. Asif Sheikh has to depart. Right in front of the middle stump.
Has kept a little low as well, hasn't it? And that will be a concern for all the batters who will watch that dismissal. Shakes early, the first one to fall. He's gone for 2. It's 5 for 1. Just one more look at this replay here. I don't think it's hit the bat, has it? Back leg, going to go on, and what, 2/3 of the way up the stumps, hit middle and off.
Yes, it sure does.
Captain will come to the crease, young Rohit Paudel. The weight of expectations of the nation of more than 30 million people upon of his shoulders. He's someone who seems to take it in a very graceful manner. but he identified very much in the build-up to that West Indies series that whilst that was a glamorous occasion, that inaugural Unity Cup, that this was the big focus, qualifying for the World Cup again. As the outside edge is beaten, I think he's just played inside the line of it. And I think he and all of his teammates, even Stuart Law, the head coach, will admit that they will not come to this qualifier expecting to qualify easily. There's going to be many tough games, and Kuwait are proving that already.
Yes, that's very good channel by Farouk. Balling outside the off stump, outside the off stump. Ball swinging away from the right-hander. Rohit Paudel playing inside the line of the ball.
Yeah, special night for Paudel as well, with it being his 50th match as captain of the nation. He's captained his country in this format more than anyone. Paris Kadka in second with 27. Lamachani 18, Gyanendra Malla 12, dating all the way back to that first T20I in the T20 World Cup back in 2014 up in Bangladesh. Gully now comes into place. That's how extravagant the movement has been. He's got a good record too, doesn't he? Only lost 18 of those 50 matches and plenty of wins in there. He's a fine young leader.
He is a very fine young leader. And talking about Kuwait, this is what they should do. Nepal already one down in the third over. Just 5 runs on the board. There's a slip and a gully. Good attacking field for the outswinger.
They're really impressed with the start from Kuwait. Many call them sort of the dark horse, the underdog to watch in this competition. As another one goes past the outside edge, Farouk has it on a string. Nepal are in early trouble. It's 5 for 1.
If you want to learn how...
Yeah, just one more look at this, just to explain it. So all of the 9 sides will only play 2 group games initially. And then they've got to make sure they win at least one to win and guarantee yourself through to the Super 6. You've got to win 2. Only win 1, you're in big trouble. You're relying upon a bit of fortune potentially. As Bertel goes to the power sweep, gets a good piece of it, and will get the first maximum. More like it for Nepal. Little bit off the higher half of the bat, but he goes with such aggression and such confidence. He gets 6.
This is what Bertel can do to a left-arm spinner. Just comes across the stumps and slog sweeps it
Fortune
over mid-wicket boundary.
And we'll get the first maximum.
Beats the
more like it for
edge.
Nepal.
Really good piece of bowling.
Little bit off the higher half of the bat, but he goes with such aggression.
That is what he did in the last match against West Indies last week. Scored 39 runs, and he was unlucky to be given out by the umpire that particular day.
Paudel gets off the mark, confidently down towards long on. Having seen what we saw in the afternoon game, I know it's early stages of this contest, but we probably don't think it's a 170, 180 track, do we? You're talking about the kind of surface. Average first inning score just a shade over 150 here. It looks like a surface that if you got 150 on it, you'd be confident that your bowlers can defend it.
Yes, if you get 150 odd or even 140 plus, Nepal has those kind of bowlers who can defend that. It's all about the first innings batting that Nepal should do.
Good bowling. Keeps it away from the attack zone and the strong zone of Bertel, who you could see was itching to go to the sweep or go inside out over extra. Gets us to the end of the fourth, and Nepal continue to be in trouble in this power play. 13 for 1. Great to see the fans in. They always come in good numbers. Expecting a big crowd apparently on Friday. The Nepalese community is coordinated to come in their hundreds, a day off work.
Stump and moving away, it's particularly hard. The length
as Farouk continues, and this is an exceptional opening spell. He attacks Powdle with a swinging ball, and a crooked back coming down causes issues for the skipper.
He's not that expressed,
just
but
help around the corner. Powdle always quick between the wickets, pushes hard, but no potential for a second there. Can you give us an idea, Paresh, of the weight of expectations back home, I suppose, after the joy and emotion of a month that nobody could ever forget, and the way in which it ended with that Unity Cup win? Everyone expects Nepal to qualify back home, do they?
Yes, they do.
The leg side and just helped around the corner. Powdle always quick between the wickets, pushes hard, but no potential for a second there. Can you give us an idea, Paresh, of the weight of expectations back home, I suppose, after the joy and emotion right the way across the world? A month that nobody could ever forget. And the way in which it ended with that Unity Cup win is a direct
Everyone
hit, and Powdle is not just going to get one from this. I think he'll get two. That's brilliant reaction.
Nepal to qualify for the T20 World Cup next year. Everyone backing Nepal team, not only back in Nepal but around the world.
A huge diaspora right the way across the world. Throw at the non-striker's end is a direct hit, and Powdle is not just going to get one from this. I think he'll get two. That's brilliant reactions, and the outstanding running between the wickets that we saw from Nepal and their brilliant work in the field will be a big factor tonight. We saw that throughout the Unity Cup. Great awareness to turn a dot into two.
Rohit Paudel just took 2 or 3 steps. It was a direct hit. The ball ricocheted off the stumps, and it could have been a dot ball, resulting the second run.
Yeah, great stuff from Mohammad Akif Farouk. Good start from him. He's been very much all over the right-handers. You do just wonder, the Kushal Malla role, we saw him open in one game, that was with Asif Sheikh having been left out in the Unity Cup. But wonder when he will come in. As Bertel picks it up into the night sky and flies it away all the way. Second maximum, and both have belonged to Bertel. That was even more impressive than the first one. A good strike and more like it from Nepal.
He picked up the length very early, Kushal Patel. It was not that short. He picked it up on the front foot, heaved it down to wide long on for a maximum. A good pickup shot.
Yeah, lovely to see the colour of the Nepal fans in always with the most beautiful flag you can ever imagine. The only one in the world that's not rectangular, remember, as a tribute to their gorgeous mountains. As Bertel tries to go again, not going to be 6, but it will be 4. Just a couple of bounces across the outfield. He looks in really good touch, and just maybe a case of an over too many for the youngster, just 17 years of age in his second T20I, back-to-back boundaries.
Coming down the track, hitting it on the up, Kushal Patel over mid-off fielder for a boundary. 6 and a 4, 13 runs of the first 5 balls off this over.
Yeah, really good batting. And Bertel coming back to form, back in his favoured role. They kind of 2024 they played with him a bit, didn't they? Because of his lack of form, he went up and down the order. He went down, I think, at one point as low as number 7. He's a natural opener. He's good at exploiting the power play, and this is where he belongs. Little change of pace, probably a slower ball from Farouk. Will make it 14 runs from the over, the most expensive of the innings thus far, and Nepal are finally up and running. It's 27 for 1 after 5. Tell us a bit more about the month of September. Paresh, we won't touch on the politics too much, but the protests across the country obviously have created a wave of change and a hope for a brighter future for the nation.
Let's hope for the best, that we get a brighter future. It was all against whatever the politicians were doing.
It was all driven by young people as well, wasn't it? Very much across Nepal.
Yeah, the very young people under 28 years of age, they've done this protest and were successful.
And it seems like the vast majority of those in the Gen Z are big cricket fans as well. So no doubt they'll be watching on avidly, and great to have them alongside us. Going to see some leg spin for the first time today, actually, in the 2 games that we've seen. We didn't see any wrist spin in the afternoon clash. Navin Rajendran will come in with his right arm leg spin, slightly unorthodox, a little bit off the wrong foot, but we heard Mohammad Aslam, he spoke at the toss about how he wants to back his spinners, so that's not just Yasin Patel, that's Navin Raj here. We'll see, I suspect Mohammad Aslam himself have a good bowl, and they have a couple of other options too. Meet Babsar can bowl, those are the left arm spinners as well. Plenty of spin options for Kuwait. Well, that's a drag down and really a free hit for Rohit Paudel, who gets his first boundary, helps it round the corner.
And that's Rohit's favourite shot. Going down on his knees, pulled it up behind square on the leg side for a boundary. A half tracker, nicely dealt with by Rohit Paudel.
Guided away, that's a shot that Rohit Paudel, well, he plays as well as anyone. It's such a touch shot, it's a touch of class. The late cut, it's so difficult to play if you haven't batted up at this level. Uses the width and the pace on the ball to guide it away for 4 more.
Played it very late, almost played it from the keeper's gloves.
And all of a sudden a power play that was going nowhere finally has some momentum. Thought it was strange not to continue with Yasin Patel. Now works it into the leg side, won't get a single this time. You talk about a desirable target. Did they want more than 140 despite the assistance the bowlers have been getting, 150, 160?
No, they should have the cushion of 150 runs on the board to defend it.
Oh, right into the block hole. It ends up missing everything, and the keeper himself can't get a glove on it. I think it cannons somewhere off his body and will be given as buys. Great to have Phil Gillespie here, all the way up from Australia as one of our standing umpires, standing alongside Rashid Riaz, all overseen by Ken Tanham, the ICC match referee. High quality umpires out there, 2 of the best going around the circuit, Phil Gillespie and Rashid Riaz. Great to have them here. And I was talking to them just before the start. They were both really looking forward to this competition. They think it's going to be an